Good morning and welcome to Godly Play. You might remember when we had our Easter sunrise service that I said at one part in the service, let's come to the quiet. Well, today we're not going to come to the quiet. In fact, we're going to be loud. We're going to be noisy as your parents say it's okay to be. Last year, when I first started staying home a lot, I had my windows open a lot of the time. It must have been warmer than it is today. Today I'm a little chilly. But when I had the windows open, I really started paying attention to all the sounds that I heard from outside. And I wrote all the sounds down on this little card, and I've kept it all this time. So some of the sounds I've heard are birds. I think you can hear the birds now. I always hear a lot of birds in my neighborhood. Cars. There's a car going. Motorcycles. Sirens. Trains. Train horns. Remember the train? Maybe I didn't have this on the video, but there was a train that sort of interrupted the Easter sunrise service. They can be pretty loud here in my neighborhood. Garbage trucks. One I noticed yesterday that I hadn't written on my card last year were lawnmowers, weed whackers, and leaf blowers. How about some sounds of nature, like wind and rain and thunder? Then I hear other things like children playing, people talking, dogs barking. Now, two of my very favorite sounds are these. The first one is that almost every day I hear church bells ringing. And I haven't figured out where the church is that is playing the bells that I hear. But my friend who lives across the river said she can hear the same church bells. And those are one of my favorite sounds. My other favorite sound comes from my friend Mary's apartment. And I'm going to see if we can move the camera here so that we can see where Mary lives. Mary lives, I don't know if this is going to work, we'll see. But Mary lives in this first corner apartment on the first floor, right where that big tree is. And Mary has a piano in her house. And she plays the piano not every day, but a few times a week. And I can hear Mary playing the piano, and sometimes I can even tell what song she's playing on the piano. And I love to hear the sound of Mary playing the piano. Someday, I'm going to take my chair and put it right outside on the sidewalk outside of Mary's apartment and sit there and hope that Mary plays a piano concert for me. Okay, today Miss Helen is going to tell us a story about the last time that Jesus met with his disciples after Easter, after he had died and been risen. And I wonder if in that last meeting it was very quiet, or if it was very loud and noisy, because the disciples were so excited to be with Jesus that last time. So let's listen to the story, and I want you to wonder about some of those things. And maybe this week you'll have the window open in your house and you can hear some of these wonderful sounds of life outdoors, nature and not so natural. All right, good to see you, and I'll see you again soon. Take it away, Miss Helen.
Good morning, Godly Play class. Today we are going to talk about the time when the rest of the disciples joined the ones who were already in Galilee waiting for Jesus. They went up to a mountain to meet him, and Jesus was there. They were so happy to see him. Then he began to say some things that took them somewhat by surprise. He told them, "I have been given all authority in heaven and earth." And then he told them, "You are to go out and to tell people my story, even the hard, difficult parts of it. You are to tell them so that they can become part of the story. You must baptize them in my name and show them how to be good disciples." And then he said, "I will be with you always," and he was gone. Disciples realized then that from being followers, they were now to be leaders. From being sheep, they were to be shepherds. They had come home for the last time, and now they were to make a home for someone else. For a long time, they stood looking up into the sky where Jesus had been. And suddenly they saw two men in white who said, "What are you looking at?" And they felt silly. Why should they be standing there looking up into nothingness? Then the two strangers answered their own question. They said, "Jesus is gone, and you will not know him as you did before. The Holy Spirit will come and help you understand." The disciples walked slowly back to Galilee, and they wondered, what was this Holy Spirit? When would it come? And what would it be like? These stories make me wonder a lot of things. I wonder if you've ever been given a task or a job to do that you thought might be a little bit more than you were ready for. And I wonder how you responded to that. And I wonder if you've ever had to wait for something, not quite knowing what it was you were even waiting for. So think about those things this week.